What I'm about to say is gonna piss off a lot of people. If you have ever considered anything online, you probably ask yourself, how can I find clients? Why would someone actually buy from me? Why would they trust me? And usually the answer you hear is, oh, you either need to create content or build an audience or invest tons in advertising. I'm sure you've already heard someone telling you that. So let me just say it. That's bullshit. In today's video, I'm gonna show you my 3-step monetization system that makes people who don't even know your name beg to send you cold, hard cash consistently every single day without showing your face and without investing a single penny, even if you have never sold anything before. All of that using AI to do 99% of the hard work for you. This is the 3rd episode of the Make Money Online Challenge, the one that's actually gonna put money in your pocket. If that is what you want, I challenge you to stick with me until the very end, because this is when beginners really start their journey to become millionaires. Oh, you guys are in for a treat today. We have a lot of stuff happening today. We have a gentleman downstairs that went from pizza boy to over $40 million made online in digital products in this industry. And he's going to be exposing his entire journey and exactly what took him there, because a lot of you guys will probably be able to relate. We have not 1, not 2, but 3 bonuses for you today. 2 free ones and 1 that's tacked on to monetize. So if you thought that you missed out yesterday, in my personal opinion, in my humble opinion, I think today's bonus is substantially better. And don't worry, if you enrolled in monetize yesterday, you get that for free as well. Anyways, with that being said, let's get into today's presentation because we have a lot to unpack. So, welcome back. Today, I'm going to teach you the most powerful skill you can have in business, monetization. Who here remembers our 3-step formula to make money with digital products? Let's see. Let's drop it in the chat and let's see if you guys remember what are the 3 steps that we covered in the first 2 episodes. Amazing. There we go. You guys are clearly paying attention, and that makes sense. You guys are my fucking superstars. You guys, I know we have a lot of VIPs in here. If we got some VIPs in here, I can drop VIP in the chat. I love seeing the VIP love. But even if you're not a VIP, to me, you're a fucking superstar that you're still here on our final day. As I said, we got some crazy bonuses. I'm very, very excited to share that with you. Anyways, you guys are clearly paying attention. Our 3-step formula to make money with non-expert digital products is development, monetization, and delivery. Yesterday, it was all about our first step, develop, and we learned a bunch of insane stuff. We learned how specialized AI outperforms $20 a month generic AI by 10x, just like a brain surgeon versus a generalist doctor. The exact 3rd layer hack that positions you in blue oceans with 0 competition instead of red oceans with thousands of competitors. How we're using easy-to-use specialized AI to identify and synthesize wildly profitable digital products, even on topics we know nothing about. How you can sort through 150 scientific sources to synthesize together a digital product you don't even have to put your face on. Why 90% of businesses fail because they run out of attempts, and how you get unlimited attempts while everyone else goes broke after try number 2. Now, if you missed any of that, don't worry, you can go back and watch that session later, because today we're going to learn the second and arguably, in my opinion, the most important step of this equation, monetization. And at the core of what you're going to learn today, there's 3 things: a product page, a page script, and a checkout. And we're going to unpack all of this in detail shortly. And if you attended our session yesterday, you also saw the special offer that we made. And in my almost decade long in this industry, I have never, in almost 10 years doing this, I have never in my life seen such demand and anticipation for an offer like we had yesterday when we opened enrollments for Monetize. People clamored over our fast action bonus with me, and we sold out super quickly. Makes sense. We had 64,000 people. I checked, actually by the end of it, was 66,000 people on our wait list. And maybe you missed it yourself. Now, does that mean because you didn't get the bonus from yesterday that you missed out and you should stop paying attention? No, not at all. In fact, chances are that you're actually gonna get today's fast action, the time limited bonus, and you're actually gonna find that more valuable than the one we shared yesterday. In my opinion, this fast action bonus today is even more crazy than the one yesterday, but you be the judge of that when I show it to you later. All I can say is to celebrate the last of our program live sessions for the Make Money Online Challenge 2.0, I decided to go overboard with the bonuses today. This particular bonus I'm going to reveal later on. It's created many millions of dollars in success for the people who have paid a lot of money for it in the past. And this bonus is something we're only going to make available for the people who have already signed up for Monetize, okay, the people who signed up yesterday, as well as the people who signed up for Monetize today before the end of our live presentation. And then Jason has something for free that he's going to give to everybody who stays until the end and make a huge announcement. And as usual, at the end of today's live training, we're going to have a more informal session answering all of your questions with my very special co-host, Jason Fladlin, who's been in this industry for almost 20 years at this point. And we also have a very, very special guest who's going to go through his entire story from delivering pizzas to making almost $10 million in just 2 years after in digital products. But all in due time. The main focus here today is to help you understand the power of monetization. So, would you like to discover why this might be the most crucial element for you to successfully make money with digital products? Great. You see, 9 out of 10 people who have a product or service experience the same issue. They practice what I call hope marketing. They attempt random acts of marketing using the latest trends they see around and simply hoping it works, but nothing ever works or sticks. What happens when they do that? They experience feast or famine income. 1 month they make money because somehow something worked. The problem is, just as fast as it works, it stops working. So then the next 2 months, they barely make enough to pay the bills. And because they are stuck in the cycle, their every day is spent worrying about where their next sale is going to come from. They are constantly in survival mode. However, they are unable to act or do anything differently because they don't know what to do. It's like needing to act to survive, but not being able to. If you think about it, that's where most people who work with clients are at. The designer who gets a freelance project every once in a while, but never knows where his next gig is going to come from. The personal trainer who loses half their clients every January when the New Year's resolutions fade. The real estate agent who closes 3 deals in 1 month, then doesn't close another deal for 3 months on end. It is like gambling. They are gambling their success away, hoping it works. This is just not a sustainable way to run a business. If you want to be successful, you need a rinse and repeat process for turning strangers into customers. And this is what I want to give you today. So the monetizing your digital product becomes a matter of following the process instead of hoping and praying. So if I show you my 3-step monetization process that removes the guesswork, so that way you are never wondering where your next sale is going to come from, can you commit to me that you're actually going to take action on it? If so, great. Let's get straight into it. There are 3 things you need to have in place for you to convert strangers into paying customers. The first is a product page, then a page script, and third is a checkout. This is what I call our 3-step monetization process. If you have ever purchased anything online before, you are probably very familiar with all of these elements. Have you ever seen any of these? A page that looks something like this for any product out there. Well, this is what we call a product page. Whenever you're going to buy something online, you see one of these. And this is the first step of our monetization system, a product page. And the same page style, which you're used to seeing on e-commerce websites like Amazon and eBay, is actually very similar to the one that we use for our digital products. And it's actually super simple to put them together. It only takes a few clicks, and I'll show you in just a minute. Then on these pages, oftentimes there's a script explaining the product that you're buying. That is our page script. This page script is what turns strangers into customers. And I will show you in a second exactly how to get this script written for you using specialized AI. Then you have your checkout where you input your address and payment information. And we have a way to fully automate this checkout process so you never have to worry about processing payments or fulfilling your orders. It's super simple. I'm going to show you. So far, easy enough, right? The beauty of this monetization process is that you can have 10 people or 10,000 people going through it at the same time because none of it takes any of your personal input. Every single step of this process requires work to only build once. Once it's built, it keeps running like clockwork 24/7. And that's why this process is so scalable and why we can have people making these numbers in a matter of a few weeks of getting started. So let's dive deep into each one of these steps now. So that way I can show you how to put these assets together, starting with our product page. Now, before I show you how to actually create your product page, you need to understand why we need a product page in the first place. So imagine you're walking through a premium grocery store. You reach into the ice cream section, and right at eye level, the absolute best spot in the freezer, okay, the best spot right in eye line, is a plain brown cardboard container with no label. Just the words chocolate ice cream handwritten with a marker. In that situation, are you buying that ice cream? Drop in the chat. Would you buy the ice cream if you saw this? Let me know. Would you buy that chocolate ice cream in a cardboard container with a handwritten marker text on it and no label? Of course you wouldn't. Even if that plain container held the most delicious ice cream in the world, no one would take the risk on it. And this is exactly what happens with digital products. It could be the greatest digital product ever created, but if it is not packaged the right way, people will just scroll right past it. Just like you would walk right past that cardboard container of ice cream. And this is even more important for digital products because they are not as tangible as an ice cream, for example. You need to make it tangible so that way people understand the need for it. And how do we make our product tangible? Through our product page and product script, okay? What if I told you there's a one-page structure that is responsible for more successful digital products than any other page type? And what if I could show you how to build that exact same page with AI doing all of the heavy lifting? Would you commit to actually implementing it? Nice, because that is what I'm going to show you right here. So I want you to pay very close attention to these pages. They have a few elements in common. Take a look and see if you can spot any patterns. If you spot any patterns, let me know in the chat below. If you take that product I mentioned in episode 1, which has grossed millions and millions of dollars, Ted's Woodworking, this is their product page. Now, this is the product page for a digital product on how to produce quality, safe drinking water anywhere. Okay, this is the product page for that speed reading and memory boosting product that I mentioned all the way back on day 1 live. This is the product page for one of my own digital products. Drop in the chat below. What do you see is the commonality between all of them? I'll wait for some of your guys' answers. Yep, they all have a title, almost. We call it, in our world, a headline, okay? That is the title at the top of the page. That is one of the elements. There are 3. Content, almost. What type of content? It's not just any text. It's what we call a page script. I'll explain exactly what that is in just a second. And what about the last one? The button, in our world, we call that a call to action. There you go. It's a button, okay? All you need, really, with a good page is a script, a headline, and a button. And that's it. Okay, that is literally all you need. When people go to your page, those are the only elements that they should see. If they are seeing anything more than that, it's just a distraction. These 3 elements are literally all you need to succeed. You are going to see some of the highest selling digital products in history, and they all have these 3 elements and nothing more. Now, here's the key part of this step. With a product page like this, we can monetize visitors at a rate of 1 to 10. That means for every 100 visitors, 1 to 10 of them will buy your product. The page for this product, for example, this page that you can see right here. And I know it's not, guys, I know sometimes you look at this and you're like, but I don't understand. It's so simple. Exactly. That's the point. Simple sells. Let me repeat that. Simple sells. So I know this looks simple, and trust me, it's even simpler when you actually get AI to do it for you. But I know you're looking at this and you're like, but I don't understand. We're going to go through all of the mechanics and why this actually works in practice in just a second. But just so you understand, this page right here converts at 8%, meaning 8 out of every 100 people who visit it buy the product. And as you can see, this is not a particularly beautiful page or anything. Just like most digital product pages, what matters in this page is not the design, but what is written on it. Some products have the ugliest pages and still generate millions. Why? Because of what is written on them. That is all that matters. It's not, listen, I'm not saying that your product page needs to be ugly. It doesn't need to be ugly. All I'm saying is just, what you don't want to do here and what you want to avoid here at all, all costs is a complicated design, fancy animations, or anything that takes away more attention from the content of the actual page itself. What you need to worry about is the script of this page. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand this? So if I could remove the design barrier completely, if you could have professional pages in one click, would you commit to focusing on just the content? Okay? Well, under normal circumstances, you would have to learn design yourself, which could take months, or hire a designer, which would cost you thousands, or worst of all, launch with something that doesn't have the right elements and watch your product page make no sales whatsoever. But now we don't need to worry about any of that because of WAP. WAP creates our product page for us. This is what their product page looks like. Do you see what elements we have here? We have a headline, we have a script, and a button. The 3 elements that we need. And WAP provides you with all of this in a plug and play template. So that way you don't need to design anything yourself. All you need to do is provide them with your headline, your page script, and the text you want on your button. In case you want a more complex over-designed product page, there's also other ways to do this with very simple tools using AI. It literally takes 2 lines of text and 1 click of a button to do it. And I have a very, very specific prompt that I like to use here to design my pages, like I did with the page of our example product we created together yesterday. And I will tell you exactly how to get this exact prompt later in the presentation. To be fair, whatever option you choose, both are equally simple and both are free. So now that we've gotten the design thing out of the way, can we agree to focus on what actually matters? This is the only thing that matters, which is the script of your page. Cool. So let's get into it. Let's start by talking about the most important element of our page. Out of all of our elements on this page, the headline, the script, the button, what do you think is the most important? Correct. It's the page script. Okay. That is our page script. It's on our page script that we communicate the value of the digital product that we are selling so we can turn strangers into buyers. I have a very simple script that has generated me $20 million in digital product earnings. Yes, from one script. One single script is responsible for $20 million in digital product revenue. That is the power of what we are selling here. And you want to know the best part? The first thing we do when launching our products is we launch with our page script in text format, just like you would read an article on a blog or a news website. This way, you don't even need to show your face to get millions of sales for your digital products. Then later on, once your product starts getting sales, you can then turn that written script into video. And that, by the way, is only if you want to. A lot of people like Ted's We're Working, they haven't even done that. For example, here I turned it into a simple slide presentation, okay? I'm talking about black text on white background, a few emojis here and there, and that is it. But that is for when you're already getting sales. You don't even need to worry about that for now. The key here is the structure of this script. This script needs to follow a very specific sequence so that people can understand and visualize the value in your digital product. Again, our product is digital, okay? It's intangible. It's different than a shoe or a cereal box where everyone understands what it is and what its value is as soon as they see the actual product. This makes it even more crucial for us to have the right page script here. Since our product is intangible, every person will perceive it differently. And that means we have a huge opportunity here. When we frame this product the right way, which is what we do in the script, we can make people feel like this product was built exactly for them. That this, I should say, is the only thing in the world that could fix the problem that they are experiencing. We can elicit the right emotions and make the viewer feel a certain way that no shoe, no cereal box, not even a brand new car would ever make them feel in a million years, okay? And that is why we can sell so much of this type of product. And it is all about this script. Basically, what this script does is it converts strangers into buyers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A single one of these scripts can provide you not only with a full-time income, but also make you ungovernable. Someone who is in control of their finances, time, and location. If you get one of these scripts right, that is all you need to sell tens of thousands of units of your digital product. And you can imagine the type of financial reward and freedom that comes with that. It's because of a script like this that today, not only can I have any car I want in my garage, but to actually do the things that truly matter for me personally, like buying my mom her dream house or building schools for children in Nepal. I've built over 10 schools internationally at this point, okay? And I've been doing that for 6 years at this point, and that is all thanks to digital products. Or affording to live in Dubai, which is my favorite city to work in, while also having another home in London, which is my childhood city, and multiple other properties around the world. Or simply being able to afford a unique experience with my friends, which for me is everything that life is truly about. To me, being ungovernable means being able to not only just be rich, but to live a rich life full of memorable moments. And all of that comes from having a few-page script that hits the nail on the head. Do you see how powerful a single product script can be if done right? How a single one of these scripts can completely change your life around. And when it comes to putting together a page script, I've got this down to an absolute science. Would you like to know what that science is? Would you be excited if I broke it down to you in its step-by-step details? If I do, will you promise that you will actually use it? So, let's do this. Here's what you need to understand if you want to create a digital product page script with the potential to make you ungovernable. Now, this might sound a little bit nerdy for a second, but please just stick with me, because once you understand why this works, you will be able to crush it with digital products and better appreciate when my special AI tool can do it for you. Look, everyone wanting to buy any digital product is stuck somewhere that they don't want to be. And they are dreaming of somewhere they do want to be, okay? There is a gap between those two places. A great page script does one thing really well, okay? They make that gap feel massive, and they help people see exactly where they are now and exactly where they want to go, okay? Then they position your digital product as the key to that desired situation. Here is the thing most failed digital products creators get wrong. A good page script doesn't sell your product. It sells the result that your product creates. Okay, over the last decade, I've generated close to $100 million from digital products, which means I've tested more page scripts than I care to count. Every argument, every sequence, every word, I've tested it all, and I distilled everything down into one script. This script has been battle tested across dozens of different products, refined through years of testings, and almost $100 million in sales. It is designed to hit the right emotions at exactly the right moment, to make your buyer's dream outcome feel so close they can practically taste it. This is the same script behind my $20 million digital product, the same one I use for every product I launch. Would you like to see it? Well, here's what it looks like. It follows a step-by-step process. Take someone who's never even heard of you before and turns them into a paying customer just by reading one page script. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, that looks complicated as hell. And you're right. Normally, this would take weeks or maybe even months to master. But what if I told you that AI could do the heavy lifting? What if I could show you an AI process that creates better page scripts than most professionals, even if they had weeks and a $50,000 budget? Would that make your life easier? Want to see how it works? Cool. Let's do it. Here is what my $20 million page script actually looks like. It's broken down into 12 sections. Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts. Under normal circumstances, this would be impossible to teach a beginner. But thanks to recent AI breakthroughs that we've been perfecting, I can show you each step, because then I'll show you how AI builds it for you. Let me show you what our AI tool spits out. Here we have section number 1. Here we have section number 2. Here we have section 3 and 4, section 5, section 6 and 7, section 8 and 9, and finally 10 to 12. The exact same structure as my $20 million script. Now, let me break down what is happening in each section so that way you understand why this thing actually prints money. It starts with the first 2 or 3 paragraphs of your script. Your prospect immediately is pulled in and thinks, holy shit, this person is literally reading my mind. Because instead of talking about your digital product, you are talking about them, their struggles, their frustrations, their secret fears. And by the time they finish watching your opening, you're thinking, finally, someone actually gets me. Someone finally understands. And then that's when something truly magical happens. You reveal the one biggest roadblock that's been causing all of their problems, something they have never fully understood or were aware of before, which means you are the only person who can solve it for them. It's instant authority. Next, you show them there's actually a very simple way to fix everything, not some complicated solution, something they can actually do. This creates a massive gap between where they are now and where they could be. And guess what fills that gap? Correct, your digital product. Now, in the next section, here's where most people screw it up. They try to pretend they're some world-renowned expert, but you actually do the opposite. I'm just a regular person who got sick of this problem. So I went down a research rabbit hole and found solutions that actually work. This creates insane trust because they relate to you as a real person, not just some untouchable guru. Then you introduce your digital product as the bridge between their current nightmare and their dreams outcome. Okay, this is the bridge. It positions perfectly as the solution that they have been searching for. Because you have spent the last few minutes describing their exact problem and proving you understand it better than they do. Finally, you give them everything they need to say yes. Clear pricing, obvious value, simple next steps. By the end of the script, they are not wondering if they should buy. They're wondering how fast they can get started. We give them the exact options. Either try to figure out alone or follow what the research has proven to work and then close the script. And there you have it. Your entire page script built out following my $20 million 12-step process. And that right here is the overall structure of $1 million page script. What makes this thing so powerful is the specific sequence of arguments that elicit the right emotions at the right time, which creates a visceral desire in the prospect, in the prospect of for our product, I should say. It talks them at the depth where their decisions are truly made, okay? Beneath the surface of their conscious mind, at the level where beliefs are formed, where logic gives way to emotion. Imagine being able to use this same script for your digital product. Can you imagine the power of having a single page working for you 24/7, converting complete strangers into buyers while you sleep? When your prospect reads your page, they will see you describing them better than they can describe themselves. And there's nothing that creates more rapport and trust than that. Because if the customer feels like you understand their problem better than they understand it themselves, they simply assume that you must also have a solution to that problem. Do you then understand why? By the time they get to that point, it doesn't matter if they don't know us, if you don't have any previous experience, if this is your first time doing this, if you're doing it faceless, it does not matter, okay? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. The rapport that you've built with them at this point will be so big that it just breaks through any of those obstacles. Just so you understand, we would spend large amounts of money and large amounts of time trying to figure this out. And even after doing this, okay, we would often miss. We would run a campaign or we would put a product out there and it wouldn't sell. You know, even us, the best in the industry, because we wouldn't often get this right the first time around. We would take feedback and then we would adjust and then we would try it again and again and again. And eventually we would nail it, okay? My CMO, Luis, who I pay a very large sums of money to, okay, used to spend weeks and weeks developing these scripts. And then he still had to hire more people to train and to manage this and develop these scripts as well. Some of these scripts would take 30 or 40 hours to run under normal circumstances by the best marketers in the world. Now, we can do this with AI and then we can have it cut down the entire process to just a few minutes and a few clicks of a button. All you need to do is select the task that I want to perform inside of the specialized AI tool. In this case, write a page script. Then literally all you have to do is select the section that you want to develop and then you click generate. It's going to load for a few seconds and then it gives you the entire output fully written for you following our $20 million structure. Then we just repeat this one-click process for each one of the sections that we want to generate. At the end, you're going to have a script that looks exactly like this. To get all of this incredibly in-depth insight, all you needed to do was copy and paste a document and click generate. How much easier is that than having to manually come up with every single one of these little details? Do you see why using specialized AI in this process is so powerful and how it will make your digital product so much stronger than writing it yourself, even if you were an expert writer? That is what the power of AI is when applied to the right business model. Do you see how, although the outputs that we're generating here are insanely in-depth, the process to generate them was insanely simple. It was just a matter of clicking a single button. Do you think that you are capable of clicking a button to generate this for your digital product? I bet you are. And now that we have our product page, our product script, we're only missing our checkout. Just so you understand, after your prospect reads your page, they'll click the button on the page to go to what we call the checkout, all right? They're going to click that button. Just like when you're going to buy anything online on Amazon or anywhere really, you have a page where you fill out your address and your payment information so that way your order can be processed. And that is the simplest step of them all because here we use WAP. We upload our product to WAP and they take care of the entire checkout and delivery process. They process the payment for you so that way you don't have to worry about a single thing. And whenever someone buys, they automatically give them access to your product so that way you can sell 24/7 as many times as you want without having to lift a single finger to fulfill those orders. And that is why this business is so scalable. That is why it allows you to make more money without having to invest more of your time into it. Remember what I told you about being ungovernable? How being ungovernable means being in control. Do you know what is the most difficult aspect to take control over in today's world? Our time. Because pretty much every single business or side hustle out there requires you to invest insane amounts of time to get it going. With non-expert digital products, when you do them the way that I'm showing you here, you can take control over your time. And as a busy person yourself, you probably understand how huge that is and how the combination of the money that these digital products can generate for you plus the freedom of time that allows you to have is what makes you truly ungovernable. So to sum it all up, all we are doing here is uploading your digital products to WAP and making WAP process and fulfill the orders for us. Let me show you how simple it actually is to upload your products to WAP. It takes around 45 seconds to go through this entire process. First, they're going to ask you, what's your business model? Here, we're going to choose coaching and courses, which are basically synonyms for digital products. And then they're going to ask you about your industry, to which you just choose the one that relates to the topic of your product the closest. Then we select what we want that we want to host and sell on WAP. This is the feature where we turn our WAP's automated delivery system so that way they can take care of the entire process for us, hands-free. Then you put a name for your organization or your digital product, and you add a title, description, and price for your product, and that's it. You're all set. Congratulations, okay? You only need to go through this process once. And once that's done, you will never have to lift another finger to deliver your product, no matter how many times people buy it. By the way, this is why so many people are earning money with WAP right now. People on the platform collectively are making not $200,000 a month, not $200,000 a week, not $200,000 a day, are making $200,000 per hour. And the reason why it is the best place on earth for people to make money online with digital products, it is because, as I said, it is by far the platform where people selling digital products make the most money, even as beginners just getting started out. Because it's quick, easy, and it is free to publish your digital products there, unlike many other platforms. Are you starting to see how powerful this process is? Okay, you develop your digital product the right way with specialized AIs. You then monetize it with our 3-step monetization process, and then you upload it to WAP for it to deliver your product for you. This is how you turn a digital product into a consistent stream of income by converting strangers into customers. There is a clear path to follow, regardless of whether you're not tech savvy, regardless of whether you don't have any previous experience, regardless of whether or not you think you're too old or too young for this. That is the exact path every single person on this leaderboard follows. They all had a product page. They all followed a script. They all had a checkout on WAP. And as long as you follow this exact same path for long enough and without skipping steps, you too can get there. Do you understand the power of this? This is such a huge opportunity that we're living through because these specialized AI tools have removed the guesswork from the process. They have turned what used to be rough, overgrown path into a clear path to follow. All you need to do, my friend, is walk the path. And you don't need to run it or gas yourself out trying to go through the path as fast as humanly possible or anything. The path is there. You can walk it at your own pace, whatever feels comfortable to you. Whether that's investing an hour a day after work, that's perfectly fine. Okay. Just like if, maybe that's you investing in the weekends. If that's the only time that you have, that's also cool. It's going to take a bit longer, 100%. But what's the problem here? As long as you keep walking the path and taking one step in front of the other, you're going to be making progress. And eventually you are going to get to your desired destination. And by the way, don't you think that's even better that you can do it at your own pace? So that way you don't have to give up everything you're doing right now or turn this into a full-time commitment before it ever starts actually paying you. Isn't this exactly the type of opportunity that you've been looking for? And now that you understand exactly how easy this process is to replicate and how to use AI to make it even easier, don't you feel confident now that you can join the ranks of people who made $8.9 million in tracked earnings? Doesn't it make sense when you see these success stories how within reach it is for you to have similar results? So far in this challenge, you've discovered, yesterday you learned the 3-step process to develop your own non-expert digital product, even on topics you know nothing about. And today you learn how to actually take this digital product and monetizing using the exact same monetization system that companies like Amazon, Netflix, and Apple use. And the same one that our monetized users have used to generate over $8.9 million in the first 90 days of the competition. How 50% of success is just being at the right place at the right time, and that you just have to put yourself in the right place to get lucky and have unfair advantages. So, are you ready to take advantage of this new AI revolution with non-expert digital products with the best monetization system there is to do it? And on top of that, with the very unfair advantage that you will also get the system built for you with AI, because what better unfair advantage can you have to position yourself to get lucky with this AI revolution than have the very AI tool that our users use to create their own monetization system? And that is why I want to present to you Ghostwriter. Look, everything you've seen me demonstrate today, all of it was generated using the exact same specialized AI. That emotional burnout example, generated by AI. The dog training product page copy, generated by AI. This AI is called Ghostwriter OS, and it is a collection of specialized AI agents that write everything for you. Just so you understand, this is not a small tool I built on the side or anything. This is an established company with over 12,000 paying customers in over 24 countries. They are actually one of the few startups that got accepted into the Startup Accelerator program from Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Amazon, which is why this is one of the very few specialized AI tools that gives you access to what is called zero prompt agents. Let me explain. You know how with all these $20 a month generic AI tools, you need to actually give it a prompt for it to do whatever you want it to do. And the problem with that is, for you to get the AI to produce a script at this level, one that has the potential to generate millions for your digital product, The prompt itself will need to be a masterpiece. It will probably take you weeks, maybe even months of trial and error in order to dial in this prompt. You would need deep copywriting knowledge, an understanding of sales psychology, conversion optimization experience. In short, you would need to be a seasoned expert in order to pull this off. You can't just go to any generic AI and tell it, oh, create a page script for my digital product. The quality of your output is directly related to the quality of your input. So if your input is mediocre, the output will be just as mediocre. So with that input, you're going to get a very mediocre page script, which won't get you any sales. For you to get a good output, you need to train what we call an agent with hundreds of gigabytes of data, and then give it a very lengthy and detailed prompt so it understands exactly what makes a good script. And it takes months and a lot of training to get each agent to consistently give great outputs. What if you didn't have to spend months figuring out the perfect prompt? What if someone had already done all of that work for you? And by the way, not just anyone, but one of the top experts in the world who has made millions from his digital products, someone who's tested hundreds of variations and refined this prompt based on real results from real customers buying real products. Someone whose entire job today is to make one prompt better. Well, that is the exact unfair advantage you get inside of Ghostwriter, because you don't need to give it any prompt. You just put your customer product information there, which you can literally copy and paste in one click from Synthesize, and it generates everything for you because someone already spent ungodly amounts of time developing and fine-tuning the prompts behind each agent. This AI tool is built by one of the top copywriters in the world to literally replace the need for you to hire someone to write all this stuff for you, which is super expensive. So when you get access to zero prompt agents, like the 35, let me repeat that, 35 different ones you get inside of Ghostwriter OS, it means that you get to skip this entire process. From your ideal customer profile, to your product page, to your page script, to even videos and ads if you want to even get to that place once your product starts generating sales, all right? And you want to scale it to the next level. It does everything for you. With Ghostwriter OS, you can have your entire monetization system built for you in minutes rather than months. As I told you yesterday, you don't need to trust yourself. All you need to do is trust the software. This is the path every single one of our users who went on to generate over $8.9 million in tracked earnings in the first 90 days of our last Monetize Mania competition have taken. They took advantage of this exact same monetization system that I've shown you here today, and lots of them built it entirely using Ghostwriter. And you can get access to this exact same technology today, Ghostwriter OS, during this session for only $2,999 a year for unlimited access to this specialized AI tool. Or there's also a way to get it for free, which is when you join Monetize today. You get access to Ghostwriter OS at no extra cost. And that is because I am absorbing the fee in order for you to get access to software completely on me. Because of the number of seats that I'm buying and due to my influence in this industry, I have managed to negotiate a direct deal with them so I can absorb all of the costs myself and make this available to you at no extra cost. Look at this screenshot. I'm literally putting on screen right now the transaction receipt of the latest check I wrote for them back in June. And by the way, you can see that was only for what, 2 months? I had to pay them $343,000 just for a 2-month period. So I'm writing them multiple checks a year. When I say it's a 7-figure a year check plus, like this is over $1 million a year in actual cost to me, you know, potentially even multi-millions of dollars in actual cost to me. I'm being serious. This is what I'm doing for you guys, okay? And the number on the check I'm gonna write them the next month is gonna be considerably way bigger than the $300K I had to write for that 2-month window. So you can have the same specialized AI that created everything you've witnessed in this training working as your personal writer 24/7 to build your winning digital product. So let me show you what else you get with your core Monetize subscription. And by the way, just so you know, I have saved the best, in my opinion, the best for last. I have a new bonus that if you've already invested in Monetize, you are going to get for free. So if you purchase Monetize, if you enrolled in Monetize, congratulations, you're going to get this for free as well. And if you invest today, before the end of the presentation, you're also going to get it for free. By the way, just so you guys understand, this is a bonus that I paid $1.7 million for. And for the people who have used it, it's generated over $600 million in tracked revenue. You'll see what it is in just a second. Monetize works like a black box machine where you click a few buttons on one side and get a ready to launch digital product generated for you on the other side. It is like a printer that prints winning digital products using specialized AI. It is built on top of a simple 4-step system, just exactly like the exact steps our users took to generate over $8.9 million with their digital products. in 90 days. It first develops your non-expert digital product for you. Then it creates your entire monetization system from product page to page script to checkout, and allows you to deliver your product without requiring any manual work on your part, and then scale this product once you find the winning one. You go through these 4 steps and you can create a winning digital product. And a single winning digital product is all it takes for you to become ungovernable. So let me show you exactly what you get inside of each step. Here is where we use the power of AI to find your unique value zone, so that way you position yourself in a market with high demand and little competition. And we do that using the 3rd layer rule. And then we use specialized AI to synthesize 150 sources on that unique value zone into a digital product for us in a matter of a few minutes. So are you willing to click a few buttons and let the AI handle all of the work for you? If so, congratulations, you've already completed the first step, which takes us to the second step, the topic of today's session, monetization. Here is where we put together our 3-step monetization process that turns strangers into customers for our digital product. The exact same monetization process I use myself on my own products, and that you will see in virtually every single successful digital product. One that follows the exact same flow as Netflix, Amazon, and Apple. They use this exact same monetization system. How out of this world do you think it would be for you to make 1 sale with this monetization process? Realistically, not out of this world at all, huh? Well, the beauty of the system is that if you can make 1 sale, you can make 10. If you can make 10, you can make 100. If you can make 100, you can make 1,000. Here, I'm also going to give you my copy and paste prompt that you will use to get your product page created for you in a single click with specialized AI. You will literally get your page fully created in under 3 minutes, even if you have never created a page before or don't have any design knowledge or technical experience whatsoever. When you realize that you can have your entire product page and page script created for you in under 3 minutes using specialized AI like Ghostwriter OS, can you see how every single technical barrier that used to stop people from launching digital products has been completely eliminated? Isn't it incredible that what used to take months of learning design and persuasive writing skills can now be done in minutes with simple 0 prompt agents? Then we go to pillar 3. On this step, we will set up your checkout and delivery system. I like to think of this as your set and forget money machine, because what is the point of building a freedom business if you are chained to your laptop all day? And that is why we upload your product to WAP, so that way it handles all of the delivery for you. All it takes is for you to upload your product to WAP, is select your model, your industry, select to host and sell with WAP, put a name for your product, and add a title, description, and price for your product. And if you can do this, you can have the exact same structure that I have used myself to deliver all of the orders when I beat WAP's record for the most digital product sales in 1 hour, 24 hours, 7 days, and 30 days. You only need to set this up once. Once you do this, the system works for you 24/7, whether you have 10 customers or 10,000 customers. This pillar is what makes the ultimate one-person business. Do you see why our users manage to succeed with this, even if they have full-time responsibilities? Finally, we get to our last pillar, scale. This is where we turn this into a reality, because once you have a proven product, a solid monetization strategy, and automated delivery, we have the exact plan to take you from an extra side income to a real business that can scale to tens of thousands of dollars a month, exactly like these guys, and our monetized users who collected $8.9 million in 90 days. This is also where you get a complete contingency plan and a step-by-step instruction on what to do if your digital product is still not getting sales by this point. When to create a new product, how to reposition your existing one in case it's not selling, and how to identify what the actual bottleneck is. All right, you get all of that. Because let's face it, not everyone is going to get this right on the first try. And that is the beauty of the system. You can try as many times as you want until you succeed at no extra cost. And while you can try as many times as you want, you only need to get it right once. Do you think that with access to this, you can do that? And that's the beauty of the system. As I said, you can try as many times as you want until you succeed at no extra cost. The proven 4-step system, you get that. You get a black box machine that creates digital products on demand for you in minutes. The 3-step monetization system responsible for creating more successful digital products than any other system ever. A 0 prompt specialized AI tool that puts this monetization system together for you. With all of that at your disposal, do you think that you could get this right once? Because that is all it takes for you to become ungovernable. And that is the core of what you get with Monetize. Now, I want you to know that if you are still here with me at this point, it means that you can clearly see that this works and that it is proven, replicable process in order to succeed. But I also know that, you might not trust this process. And you know what? Maybe you don't fully trust yourself. And I get it, because this can be overwhelming, especially if you're not big into technology, or maybe it's your first business ever. And that is why I created a situation where you don't need to trust yourself. All you need to do is trust the software. The software does it all for you. I want to stack the deck so heavily in your favor that success almost becomes inevitable. So let me show you the absolute insane bonuses that we are including on top of the core 4-step system that you get inside of Monetize, starting with Synthesize AI 3.0. Synthesize AI is the world's most powerful digital product creation engine. That is the tool that works like that black box machine that I talked about earlier. You give it a topic, or simply pick one of the topics that it comes up for you. Then you let it synthesize a digital product for you based on 150 sources on the topic you choose, and you package it as a ready-to-launch non-expert digital product within 40 minutes. It follows the exact same AI synthesization process that you learned about yesterday. It works exactly like an unlimited slot machine, which you never have to put money into, and you can keep pulling the lever until you find a profitable product. I have used this tool personally. I personally use this tool, the software, to generate a product that made me over $370,000 from around an hour and a half of work. So even though I've been doing this for 10 years, I still use this, right? Because I wanted to validate, I wanted to prove that it worked. So I literally created this product using Synthesize and made $374,000 in the space of, it was 30 days when I launched it. That is more than most people make in a year. Do you think you could find 90 minutes in your week to create a product with the potential to generate more money than most people make in an entire year, and that our users are already taking advantage of to create their own wildly profitable digital products from zero, even with no previous experience? When you realize you can keep testing different product ideas without any financial risk, like pulling a slot machine that never costs you money until you find one that's profitable, do you see how achieving success goes from a matter of being smart and lucky to simply sticking to this for long enough? I'm sure you can understand why Synthesize AI is listed for $2,999 a year, especially when you consider the huge costs that come with running this sort of high demand task with AI. And you get it at no extra cost today when you enroll inside of Monetize. Now, this is very important. I not only want to give you unlimited attempts, but I also want to make sure, and I want to ensure, that you make the most out of each one of those attempts. So that way, you're not collecting failure after failure, but rather building your way up to success. And that is why I've built safety nets for you along the way, starting with our insane guarantee, which I'm going to cover in just a second, but also what I call the perfect product insurance policy. This is wild. I've never seen this done before. You know, when you're trying to, figure something out for the first time and you're really putting a lot of effort into it, okay? But you're seeing no results out of it. And you simply can't tell, what am I doing wrong? What needs to change? It's frustrating, isn't it? This is the exact reason most people give up before they succeed, or why most people don't even get started in the first place, because they are afraid of wasting months going down the wrong path without knowing if it will ever even pay off. Maybe you can relate. And that's exactly why you're getting the perfect product insurance policy. Here is how it works. If you do not make your first digital product sale within 60 days of joining Monetize, my personal team will step in and perform a complete diagnostic review of your digital product and monetization strategy. We will examine every detail: your unique value zone, your product packaging and format, your pricing strategy, your monetization strategy, and then we will deliver a personalized action plan telling you exactly what needs to change for you to get your first sale. This way, even if you do everything wrong, you can still find success, because our team will personally help you. This way, you don't even need to trust yourself to get things right, okay? Because you just need to trust our team. The same team, by the way, that services our $25,000, $100,000, even $250,000 clients at our consulting firm. Don't you think that with a team like this, you are far more likely to achieve success, even if you do everything wrong? So if that's true, you don't have anything to worry about. Now, I know that with even all of this, some of you still feel a bit insecure about your abilities to follow this process correctly, because we both know that the devil is in the details. And even with all the tools in the system, there's always going to be something that you don't really know how to approach. And that is exactly why I created the digital product formula. So, the 4-step system I've been talking about? Well, I actually recorded the complete implementation training, every single detail, every click, every strategy, from complete beginner, developing your first product to first sale to scaling to tens of thousands of dollars a month. This is the exact training the last cohort of Monetize users followed to generate those $8.9 million in digital product sales in just 90 days. The exact training Armando followed to create his first digital product and scale it to the point that allowed him to buy his own McLaren at 19. You will watch over my shoulder as I build actual digital products, see every mistake I avoid, every shortcut I take, every breakthrough moment that separates winners from everyone else. Think of it as having me as your own personal trainer, but instead of building muscle, we're going to be building your financial freedom. Most business coaches charge $5,000 just for a basic course outline, but you are getting the complete implementation system that's generating millions in real results and no extra cost. Can you imagine the relief of never having to wonder, what's the next step? Because every single move is mapped out right in front of you. With this, the question isn't whether you can figure this out, it's whether you can follow simple instructions. That is the type of unfair advantage that I'm referring to when I talk about giving you a proven system. Now, are you down to actually lock in for the next 90 days? If so, here is something insane, all right? We are doing a 90-day competition, again, Monetize Mania version 2. We are gonna rank the top-selling digital products created inside Monetize, and here's how it works. I've connected a real-time leaderboard directly to everyone's WAP account. Every sale you make automatically updates your position. And the people who end up in the top 10 after 90 days all win some crazy prizes. This was the competition that generated those $8.9 million in earnings that I keep talking about. And the prizes, well, let's just say this time I went a little bit overboard. You are going to get a chance to compete for $350,000 in prizes. The grand prize, position number 1, is a $40,000 Patek Philippe watch, very similar to this. The same watch that's worn by billionaires and world leaders. This is a generational wealth symbol that appreciates over time. Position 2 to 5 is a $10,000 Rolex each, because success should be celebrated and worn with pride. 6 to 10, we have 5 Cartiers, one of the most iconic watches ever created to represent this achievement. But here's the best part. Everyone in the top 10 gets a ticket to my exclusive $25,000 mastermind. These 10 people will get to fly out to Dubai and be in a room with people who collectively earn hundreds of millions of dollars a year from digital products. I mean, think about this. In 90 days, you could be holding a Patek Philippe, standing in a room with digital product millionaires, having completely transformed your life. Now, you might be thinking, that's cool and all, but what are my chances of actually winning? Here's the thing. Everyone who joins today is starting from the same place, 0. And with our AI systems basically building the products for you, the playing field has never been more level. And guys, do you understand that by doing this, I'm putting my name on the line? Look, these earnings, I just made them public, okay? So imagine if I opened this up last time and my users only made $100,000 with this. I would be a laughing stock right now, because everyone would be able to say that what I teach is BS. The only reason I can host a public competition like this is because this system works, because our users make real money with it. And because this works, I can be so confident to the point of displaying the earnings of my users on a public leaderboard for everyone to see. And I know that the $8.9 million that was generated in the last 90 days, or the first 90 days of the competition, is going to be nothing in compared to what we're going to have 3 months from now. Tell me, is there anyone else in the industry that is willing to put their name on the line like this? I don't think so. And now you know why. Plus, even if you don't win the Patek, just being in this competition is going to light a fire under your ass to actually implement everything you learn. Because let's be honest, sometimes we all need a little extra motivation, and nothing motivates quite like $350,000 in prizes. As I said, I'm not asking you to commit to this for 1 or 2 years. No, 90 days, this is all you need to completely change your life. So can you commit to this for the next 90 days? Let me know. Great. Now, to wrap up all of this, let's talk about that insane special bonus I mentioned at the beginning of today's session. You see, what I shared with you today was my 3-step monetization process. That is a monetization process that generated me $20 million from a single script, and $8.9 million in 90 days for our monetized users. Now, this is not the only monetization system that exists out there. So what if there was another very simple to implement monetization system that's been used by over 20,000 people to monetize their digital products, that people like David used to break $50,000 in less than 90 days? Or Adanula, who generated nearly $2,000 from just 2 hours of using the system? Or Christine, who made $8,000? Or Nick, who made $20,000 in a month with the system? And Ray, who managed to quit her job and work online full-time because of the system? As a matter of fact, all of those are some of the smallest results people have gotten from this monetization system. This system has helped over 2,838 people quit their jobs. 451 people make 6 figures a year. And by the way, here it says that it only created 21 millionaires, but this number here is actually outdated. The last time that the company counted, it was at 52 already, okay? 52 millionaires. and in total generated not $100 million, not $200 million, not $400 million, but $680 million in earnings from 72 different countries around the world. You see, I acquired a company called Consultant.com, and this is actually our previous offices in Manhattan. At the time I acquired it, they had sold this exact monetization system inside of their flagship program, Consulting Accelerator, that sold for $1,999. There was over 20,000 people, 20,000 customers that paid this amount for the program. This picture, by the way, is straight out of their presentation selling it at that price. To acquire this company cost me $1.7 million out of my own pocket. Here's the screenshot right here. Before I acquired it, they made close to $80 million from their offer. So let me ask you, if you had access to the same system that helped create 52 millionaires, hundreds of six-figure earners, and thousands of people quitting their jobs, would that give you an unfair advantage over the competition, since now not only do you have one, but two proven to work hundreds of millions of dollars monetization system at your disposal, both of which you can get fully implemented for you with the help of Ghostwriter OS. Now, there's an issue, because this material, okay, I don't sell this publicly. This material is not publicly commercialized anymore, and it's only exclusively available to our $25,000 advisory clients at Consultant.com. I have to limit how many people can get access to this. After all, our advisory clients pay us top dollar to get access to competitive advantages that no one else has access to. And by the way, this is one of them. It is a proprietary system, and I want to remain that way. So here's what I decided to do. I'm going to add this as a gift for you when you join Monetize before the end of today's session. The second today's session is over, the second today's live is over, once this session is over, this is gone, okay? This is an exclusive gift only for today's session. And by the way, if you joined Monetize yesterday, don't worry. I will honor this gift for you as well, because as I mentioned yesterday, there's people who talk and there's people that do. And I have a track record of over delivering again and again and again and again for my customers. So I know you bought yesterday, okay? I know the customers bought yesterday and they didn't know they were getting this. Congratulations. It's only just the start. As I said, we at Monetize, we consistently over deliver again and again and again for our customers. And here is yet another example. So let's recap everything you get today. Let's break down everything right in front of you, okay? First, you get a 4-step system to get your non-expert digital product created for you with AI. Then you get Ghostwriter, the zero-prompt AI that will write your entire page and conversion video scripts for you to have a wildly profitable monetization system. Then you get unlimited access to Synthesize AI, the tool that will create your digital product for you. You get the 60-day success safety net, okay? Where my personal team will step in and perform a complete diagnostic review of your digital product if you don't make your first sale within 60 days from now. You get the digital product formula, where I'm going to walk you through the 4-step system as you watch over my shoulder as I build actual digital products live in practice. You get your golden ticket to Monetize Mania, where you can win $350,000 worth of prizes, all backed by our work with you until you win guarantee. More about this in just a minute. You also get Consulting Accelerator, the monetization system that generated over $690 million in tracked earnings for its users, created 52 millionaires, 451 six-figure earners, and 2,838 jobs quit. Remember, people paid $1,999 just for this alone. And by the way, not just one or two people, over 20,000 people paid for this product, $2,000, okay? Last time, Monetize users generated $8.9 million in tracked earnings in just the first 90 days. Our most basic package at Consultant.com, our B2B advisory firm, requires a bare minimum investment of $25,000. That's the minimum. We have clients that we work with that pay $250,000 to work with us at Consultant.com. So at $10,000, this is an incredible offer, which is why it is an absolute no-brainer for you to sign up right now at this special deal of just $1,995. And yes, financing is available. The only question is, are you ready to take advantage of this opportunity? So here is what happens next. In just a moment, I'm going to drop the link for you to join in the comments. Take everything we've learned about today and decide, you have options. You can either take everything we've learned and decide that you're not interested in having access to the same system that has generated $8.9 million for our users in 90 days and over $690 million for Consultant.com users, or you can take action right now and take the first step to becoming an ungovernable individual 90 days from now. The choice is yours, but remember, this offer with all these bonuses, including Consulting Accelerator, remember, people paid $2,000 just for that alone, or $1,999, I should say, is only available until the end of today's session and will never be available again. So if you are ready to finally build a real online business, one that generates consistent income without requiring you to put your face out there or to be a tech genius, then click the link that I'm dropping in the live chat in 3, 2, 1. Now. In case you can't click it, just go to joiniman.com. It will take you to the same page. By the way, in case your credit card is not going through, just wait a couple minutes. Okay, don't try to keep forcing it through. Just wait a few minutes, don't worry, and then do it again. It should go through. Now you're going to see this page, and when you click the button on it, you're going to be redirected to a secure checkout page. Choose the payment option that makes the most sense to you, and let's start building your first non-expert digital product today. You're going to get instant access to Monetize and all of its bonuses directly inside of WAP, including Consulting Accelerator, because in 6 weeks from now, you could be watching your first sales coming in while everyone else is still thinking about it. Now, let me show you why this might be the most powerful guarantee I have ever offered. In fact, anyone has ever offered in this industry. This is a better than money back guarantee. It is a work with you until you win guarantee, because the fact is, you don't need the money itself. $1,995 is not going to make or break your life situation. What you need is not the money, but to learn how to create a monetization machine, a machine that prints money for you consistently on demand. Because once you have that, all of your problems get eradicated. And on Monetize, we work with you until you have that in place. There's no fancy conditions, no complicated rules. It is simple. You either 10x your investment in Monetize through digital products, or we keep working with you until you do, period. We will never charge you another dollar for updates. We will keep coaching you. We will keep giving you updates, new programs, keep supporting you until you hit that 10x investment mark. And we can offer this because we can verify all of the numbers. We can see everything through WAP. Every sale, every customer, every dollar, it is all tracked in our backend, which means we're not working on some honor system where you have to trust us about the results. We can literally verify every number in real time. And that is why we can offer such a strong guarantee, because we know that this works. We can prove that it's working for you. So really, you only have two options here. Either you succeed and make at least a 10x return on your investment, or we keep working with you until you do. There's no way to lose. And in addition to that, your investment is fully protected with a 7-day full refund policy, meaning if for any reason you don't like what you get inside of Monetize, you have 7 days to get 100% of your money back. All you need to do is email support@monetize.com and ask for a refund, and it will get processed with no questions asked within 48 hours. With this, I am literally taking all of the risk of our deal here on me. Okay, I couldn't possibly be taking more risk on my side. You don't have any risk on your end today. And by the way, if you have any issues checking out, you can expect a message from my team to reach out to you within 5 minutes through the contact information you fill out on the checkout page. So just keep an eye out on your WhatsApp or SMS for that. So you are guaranteed to make at least a 10x return on your investment, or we will keep working with you until you do. Which means the only way that this investment doesn't pay off is if you don't take action. And if finances are a little tight for you right now, get this. We have set up the best third-party financing for you that this market has ever seen. Why? To make this accessible to anyone who's serious about changing their situation. And because we process everything through WAP, which gives us access to data that most companies don't have, we're able to offer financing plans that literally no one else can. We're talking about breaking this down into manageable payments that anyone can afford. And remember, with our work with you until you win guarantee, you are guaranteed to make at least a 10x return on your investment. So these payments basically take care of themselves. You can check the financing options in the checkout page on the link pinned in the live comments or at joiniman.com. So I still have one more thing to show you. Look, by the way, you thought we were done? No. We got more. Look. You know that moment when you're trying to build something alone and you get completely stuck on a roadblock? You have absolutely no idea how to navigate it and no one to ask, what should I do next? Well, that is why you're getting 7 digital product sessions, digital product coaching sessions included inside of your Monetize subscription, but not 7 in total, 7 a week. This is 52 weeks of intensive group coaching sessions covering all the technical, marketing, and mindset challenges that typically derail success with digital products. You see, most digital product creators fail not because they lack potential, but because they hit roadblocks and have no one to ask for directions. This coaching ensures you always know your next step. We track the most common failure points for digital product creators and design these coaching sessions to address exactly those obstacles. Wouldn't you agree that having someone to guide you through every obstacle and knowing that you can always get your questions answered means that you will never have to worry about getting stuck or wasting weeks going down the wrong path? I want you to treat this as your success safety net, and you get it at no additional cost when joining Monetize today. Guys, I could keep going on here for a long, long time, but we are already over time, and we have Jason here waiting to get into Q&As. We also have an incredible, incredible special guest waiting downstairs, and as well, we have a password to reveal for the workbooks at the end of this. And by the way, Jason has a huge announcement for something that we're going to give all of you guys for free, which I mentioned at the beginning of the session. And we also, as I said, have a special guest waiting for us. So I just want to leave you with one last message here. Finding a single winning product is all you need to get to decide what you work on, where you work, when you work, or even if you want to work in the first place. No longer stress about money. Reclaim the ownership of your life and be the one dictating the shots again. You, my friend, are only one digital product away from the life that you have always dreamed of. And with that, let's get on to the rest of our live